Hello, dear viewers. I'm a cardiologist, and today we're starting an important conversation about thrombosis, a condition that can be life-threatening, but one we can manage if we know what to do. Imagine you're in my office, we're sipping tea, and I'm explaining how to protect yourself from this hidden danger. I'll share 5 rules that can help reduce the risk of thrombosis and live a full life. This story is based on real patient experiences, but our character will be called James, an ordinary person just like you. James is a 45-year-old office worker who loves watching TV shows in the evening with a beer in hand. He rarely thinks about his health. He spends 8 hours a day at a desk, and his weekends on the couch. One day, he noticed his left leg was swollen, red, and painful when walking. At first, he thought, just tired from sitting too long. But a week later, the pain worsened, the leg felt hot to the touch, and James became worried. He came to see me, and after an exam, I diagnosed him with deep vein thrombosis, DVT. He was shocked, he considered himself healthy. Together, we developed a plan that not only saved his life but changed it. The first rule that helped James was, know your enemy. What is thrombosis and why is it dangerous? Thrombosis is the formation of a blood clot inside blood vessels, which can block the flow of blood. Think of your circulatory system as a network of rivers. If a dam forms, the blood can't flow freely, and this can cause serious problems, DVT, heart attacks, or strokes. Blood clots most often form in the deep veins of the legs, located within the muscles. The most dangerous scenario is when a clot breaks free and travels to the lungs, causing pulmonary embolism, which can be fatal. James didn't realize that his lifestyle, sitting all day, smoking a pack a day, being overweight, and avoiding exercise, created perfect conditions for thrombosis. I explained that understanding the risk factors is the first step toward protection. Here's what can trigger thrombosis. Inactivity, long periods of sitting, like at a desk or during flights, slow blood flow. Injuries or surgeries, damage to vessels increases clot formation. Hormonal changes, birth control, hormone therapy, or pregnancy raise the risk. Genetics, a family history of clots, strokes, or heart attacks increases risk. Diseases, diabetes, obesity, and chronic inflammation also contribute. James remembered that his father had vein problems but never connected that to his own condition. I recommended a coagulation test, coagulogram, and an ultrasound of his veins, simple tests that confirmed a clot in the deep vein of his lower leg. Fortunately, it hadn't moved yet. We took action immediately. Practical steps for the first rule. To know your enemy, you must assess your personal risk. Here's what I advised James, and what can help you. Get tested. If you're over 40, overweight, have a family history, or sit for long periods, see a doctor. A month after his diagnosis, James had learned a lot about thrombosis and started treatment. But I noticed his lifestyle, sitting at a desk for 8 hours, hadn't changed. I explained that prolonged sitting is ideal for clot formation, and it was time for the second rule, movement is life. Why is movement important? Blood in your veins moves with the help of muscles. When you walk or exercise, the muscles in your legs act like pumps, pushing blood toward the heart. But when you sit for hours, blood stagnates, becomes thicker, and clots are more likely. For James, who sat all day and relaxed on the couch in the evening, this was a serious issue. I explained that even small amounts of movement could reduce his risk by 20 to 30%. James said, "But I'm no athlete. What can I do?" I told him, "You don't need to run marathons. Small, regular movement makes a big difference." We created a simple plan that worked. Second rule, move regularly. Here's what I recommended to James. Take breaks every hour, stand, stretch, or walk for 2 minutes every 30 to 60 minutes. James set phone reminders to get up. Leg exercises, while sitting, rotate your ankles, 10 times in each direction, lift your heels and toes, these activate the calf muscles. James did them during meetings. Daily walking, 30 minutes of walking daily improves blood flow. James started walking 2 kilometers to work. He bought a pedometer and aimed for 10,000 steps a day. Compression stockings, these support veins and reduce pooling. I suggested Class 1 compression socks for long workdays. Light home workouts, leg lifts or squats for 10 minutes every evening helped improve blood flow. James added these before bedtime. Within a month, James noticed the swelling disappeared, the pain lessened, and ultrasound showed the clot shrinking. He felt more energetic and even lost 3 kilograms from daily walks. Tips for everyone. On flights/trains, walk every 2 hours. If that's not possible, do foot exercises in your seat. At work, use reminders for breaks. Too shy to stand. Contract and relax your calves while sitting. Compression wear, comfortable and discreet. Start with mild compression socks. Stairs instead of elevators, a simple habit that keeps your blood flowing. James had started moving more and felt better. But I noticed his diet, fast food, salty snacks during TV time, few vegetables, was harming his blood vessels. This brought us to the third rule, eat to protect your vessels. How does food affect your vessels? Fatty, salty, and sugary foods make the blood thicker and raise the risk of clots. For example, trans fats in fast food increase cholesterol buildup in arteries, and salt causes fluid retention, slowing blood flow. I explained to James that food can be your ally, if you choose wisely. James admitted his usual lunch was a burger with fries, and his dinner was often chips in front of the TV. He rarely ate fruits or vegetables and drank little water. So we built a nutrition plan, nothing radical, just practical. Third rule, eat for vascular health. Here's what I recommended to James. Stay hydrated, dehydration makes blood thicker. 1.5 to 2 liters of water per day is essential. James started carrying a bottle to work and emptied it by day's end. Blood-thinning foods, garlic, ginger, turmeric, and oily fish like salmon and mackerel help reduce clotting. James added ginger tea and ate fish twice a week. Less salt and sugar, salt causes swelling, sugar inflames blood vessels. James replaced salty chips with unsalted nuts and sugary drinks with berries. More fiber, vegetables, fruits, whole grains lower cholesterol and improve blood flow. I advised him to add avocado, tomatoes, and cucumber salad to lunch. Omega-3s and antioxidants, flaxseed oil, nuts, berries, like blueberries and raspberries, protect vessels. James started eating a handful of berries as a snack. After 2 months, his tests showed 15% lower cholesterol, and his blood was less viscous. James felt lighter on his feet and even started enjoying salads. Tips for everyone. Meal prep, cook in advance and pack veggie or fish meals to avoid fast food. Spices for health. Try ginger and turmeric in soups or tea. Healthy snacks, swap chips for nuts or an apple. Water habit, keep a bottle visible and sip often. James realized food isn't just pleasure, it's a tool for health. James was moving more, eating better, and improving steadily. But one day he confessed. I'm constantly stressed. Work, deadlines, family, I can't cope. This led us to the fourth rule, controlling stress is key to healthy blood vessels. Why is stress dangerous? Chronic stress raises cortisol, a hormone that thickens the blood and contributes to clotting. During stress, your heart rate and blood pressure go up, and your blood becomes more likely to clot. James often stayed late at work, slept just 5 hours, and worried about everything. That added another layer of risk. I explained to him that stress isn't just emotional, it physically affects your vascular system. Cortisol narrows blood vessels, and adrenaline increases clotting. We created a simple, drug-free plan to help James manage stress. Fourth rule, control your stress. Here's what I recommended. Deep breathing, use the 4-4-6 method, inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 4, exhale for 6. It calms the nervous system in just 1 minute. James used it before bed and during breaks. Meditation or yoga, just 10 minutes a day can reduce nervous system overactivity. James downloaded an app with 5-minute guided meditations. Sleep, 7 to 8 hours per night lowers cortisol. James set a new bedtime of 11 p.m. and turned off screens an hour before sleep. A hobby, joyful activities reduce stress. James started painting landscapes, something he hadn't done in years. Time with loved ones, connecting with family or friends boosts emotional well-being. James organized weekly family dinners, no phones allowed. After a month, James became noticeably calmer. His blood pressure dropped from 140/90 to 125/80, and his veins improved. He even said he felt less irritated by little things. Tips for everyone. Breathing in tense moments, try 5 deep breaths, even in traffic or during a tough conversation. Beginner-friendly meditation, use short guided sessions, apps like Calm or Headspace. Prioritize sleep, create a wind-down routine, herbal tea, reading, dim lights. Find a hobby, gardening, drawing, puzzles, anything that distracts and soothes. James learned that calm is strength, and that peace of mind helps protect his heart and blood vessels. James had quit smoking, added movement, improved his diet, and learned to manage stress. But one day he asked me, "Is this enough? Could the thrombosis come back?" This led us to the 5th rule, regular checkups and proper medication. Why is vigilance important? Thrombosis is sneaky, symptoms can disappear, but the risk can remain. Regular tests catch problems early, and medication prevents complications. I prescribed James anticoagulants, blood thinners that stop new clots from forming. I explained that without careful management, a clot can break off and cause a fatal embolism. 5th rule, stay vigilant. Here's what I advise James. Yearly checkups, an annual vein ultrasound and coagulogram are essential for people at risk. James booked these regularly to stay on top of things. Follow instructions, anticoagulants must be taken strictly on schedule. James set phone reminders to never miss a dose. Watch for side effects, blood thinners increase bleeding risk. I taught James to look for bruising, bleeding gums, or nosebleeds. Stay in touch with your doctor, no self-medication. Only a professional can adjust dosage or treatment. James consulted with me regularly. Safety measures, avoid injuries and always inform other doctors or dentists that you're taking blood thinners. After 6 months of treatment and monitoring, James's clot had dissolved, and his risk of complications had dropped significantly. He returned to a full life, feeling confident and strong. Tips for everyone. Find a doctor you trust, don't delay visits, prevention saves lives. Track your tests, a coagulogram once a year is like a technical inspection for your veins. Be cautious, when taking anticoagulants, avoid sharp objects and report any unusual bleeding. Log your health, keep a journal of blood pressure, symptoms, and any medication side effects. James learned that being vigilant isn't a burden, it's a way to protect himself. His story ends in success. He lives an active, full life without fear of thrombosis. Conclusion. We've covered 5 essential rules. Know your enemy. Move regularly. Eat for vascular health. Control stress. Stay vigilant with checkups and treatment. James is proof that simple changes save lives. He quit smoking, started walking, ate better, found peace, and took control of his health. His journey is a reminder to take care of yourself. Protect your vessels. Live fully.